Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Toria.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, so for today's episode, we have a special throwback because something happened and we were unable to record an episode, and we want you to have an episode 5 days a week. So we hope you enjoy this special throwback episode that we have chosen for you. Well, today's a special day.
A special day? How special?
Well, it's Alyssa's Sweet 16.
Wow, she's getting kind of old. Maybe we have to get her, like, a walker next year.
Shh, I'm getting old. Never mind her.
We'll put the tennis balls on the bottom of your walker.
But hey, I want to know something. Since we're talking about birthdays, why is it that there's people out there in the world? So, okay, before I do that, let me tell you the story. Okay, so I know somebody who has lived, like, a 12-hour time zone away from their family for more than 30 years. And during that entire time, I have never once seen anyone from her long-distance family, and these are blood relatives, send her a birthday card, call her on the phone, send her an email that says happy birthday, nothing. Okay? Have not seen that happen in all that time. And they are perfectly fine with that. We've had this discussion, and they're perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Yet, when their own family here doesn't call them on their birthday, they have a fit.
I don't get it.
What's the logic there? Like, why? Either your birthday's important to you or it's not important to you. Which is it?
I don't know.
And see, and I think birthdays are a unique situation because, you know, you have your group of friends and family, right? We don't need to talk about acquaintances, but friends and family. And out of your friends and family, most people, I mean, I know this isn't the rule. Most people, you know, you don't have people that have the same birthday. It's rare, okay? It's just weird. It's just rare. Okay, it happens, but it's rare.
Sometimes they're close together.
So each of those birthdays, in and of itself, is a unique holiday because there's reason why you call that person a friend or they're part of your family. There's a reason for this. And so that makes their birthday, or it should make their birthday, important to you.
I have to say something here before we continue. My mom and her brother have the same birthday 3 years apart.
Wow, that's kind of cool. That's a neat thing.
My mother says it was the worst birthday present she's ever gotten. She much preferred being an only child.
Well,
anyway,
but each one of those holidays is unique. So, you know, people should be told happy birthday. And, I mean, I just recently stopped telling a certain somebody happy birthday, like within the last 2 years.
Well, there comes a point when they obviously don't care about you, that why are you bothering to give them that attention? And I totally understand that. There are people, and I remember their birthday every single year, but I will never wish them a happy birthday because I am insignificant to them. So why should they be significant to me?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, though. I think Facebook kind of waters the whole thing down because of the freaking reminder that it's your that it's someone's birthday. That's why I don't
share my birthday on Facebook.
So everybody wishes you a happy birthday because they've been reminded about it.
I mean, you shared my birthday with all of our listeners, but that's another point.
Right. I did. But see, what I'm getting at is I think it gets diluted because you don't really know who wished you happy birthday because they remembered your birthday and really cared, and who wished you happy birthday just because that's what they do. I mean, I worked with a guy who told me that his whole reason he had Facebook was to wish people happy birthday. It was like a tool for him to look better.
You know, I find Facebook to be an excellent reminder of whose birthday it is. However, I'm awful. I'm awful. Like, I totally understand that this may offend some people, but I don't wish somebody a happy birthday unless I already knew that their birthday was in the vicinity of the day. For example, like, I have this friend that I've been friends with since we were like 2 years old, and I remember I know her birthday's August 13th. I remember this, and the only reason I don't, like, actively wish her happy birthday until Facebook reminds me is because I don't remember that it's August 13th.
Makes sense.
So I really like that Facebook reminds me of her birthday so that I can write on her wall or send her a message. But there are people who are on my friends list who I just, like, we had a mutual thing in common, or they've added me for networking of some variety. I don't care about your birthday. I don't know you personally. You probably don't care if I know about remember your birthday and wish you a happy birthday.
Well, but that's the really weird thing, though. But that's the really weird thing. There's people on Facebook that truly are moved by people wishing them a happy birthday. Like, they feel blessed by it somehow.
Whatever makes you
weird.
happy, I suppose. But I'm not the type of person to do that.
I mean, what I always get amused by, just me, I get amused by on my birthday, and I'll be getting to see this in a little more than a week. But what I get amused by is the people that leave you longer birthday messages. There's tons of people on Facebook that say, happy birthday, hope you have a good birthday, happy birthday. But it's the people that leave you these long messages about, I hope you have a really wonderful day today on your birthday, make it a great day. And then you look at who it is and you're like, I don't even really know that person. But yet that person took the time to actually type me out a message. They didn't just type happy birthday. I mean, I know for a fact people type it in the one box, and there's like 5 people that have birthdays on their friends list in one day. Then they hit copy, paste. How personal is that? Why are you bothering?
See, I'm the type who finds a relationship-appropriate meme to harass you on your birthday. So if there's somebody that it's a comfortable situation to joke about how ancient they're getting, for example, my brother, I will post a meme on his wall about how geriatric he's becoming in his 30s.
Well, people getting old, that's what birthdays are about.
But I find a relationship-specific one. And then for my friend Holly, because she's miniature, I find something to joke about how short she is. And she laughs.
Yeah, but these are all people that you're really close with.
Exactly, but people I don't know, I can't find a joke that fits.
See, what I do is I tend, if I see a birthday reminder on Facebook, I tend to send a happy birthday, but I make it unique to that person. So, you know, if I know that let's say I know a person likes, I don't know, comic books or whatever, and I'll say, you know, hope you have a really happy birthday. Maybe you can go explore some comic book shops on your special day. It shows them that I'm paying attention to their posts that go by.
Right.
But you're right. Then there's people, unfortunately, that for whatever reason in Facebook's wonderful wisdom, I don't ever see their posts. So when I see their birthday, I just don't even wish them a happy birthday because there's no point.
There's only one person who I'm barely friends with, but we're friends on Facebook, that I always wish a happy birthday to. And it's because she has the same birthday as I do, and it makes me laugh every year on my birthday. I'm like, hey, it's also yours.
Yeah.
We're even the same age.
That's interesting. But it's like, that's the thing. It's like, if I can make it personalized, then I wish them the happy birthday. But if I can't, I don't. Because, come on, let's face it. We all gripe about Facebook's algorithm, but there's some logic to the personal side of it. I'm not talking about the pages. They screw with that stuff on purpose because you know what they want you to do? They want you to buy advertising. That's how you're going to get your stuff in front of people. Why do you think they remind you now that admins that have boosted pages like this have seen great success? Yeah, they want you to spend money with them. But I'm talking about, you're friends with let's say you have 250 friends in your friends list. If you really pay attention, you probably see 10 of them on a regular basis.
But if you interact with all 250 of them, you will see all 250
yeah,
of them.
but that's exactly the point I was heading to, is there's logic to it. You're not interacting with those people. And there's reason why you're not interacting with those people. Maybe you just don't have anything in common. Maybe you shouldn't have been friends on Facebook in the first place. There's a lot of things you could say about it. But the point is they dial down the noise, so to speak, by saying, look, you don't really have much in common with this person. Right. What I find really cool these days is they'll feature a page or a group, and they'll tell you blah 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 and blah 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 all like this page.
Yeah.
Well, then you say to yourself, I tend not to see, like I'll say, politics. I don't see eye to eye with those people on politics. I certainly don't want to like this page. Or, I do see eye to eye with that person on politics. I want to like this page. Right. It's interesting how they do that for pages. But personal stuff, I feel like if you've got 250 people and you're only really seeing 10 of them regularly, well, you might want to ask yourself, why do I have these other 240 people as my friends? Because Facebook dialed down the noise for you.
But sometimes it's nice when they dial down the noise. Like, when you first become friends with somebody, if they're a heavy poster, it's all you see.
Yeah, because they're your brand new friend, yeah.
And then after a while, if you're diligent about not interacting with their posts, they dull down to just a basic roar. And I can handle a basic roar. I would just like to see things from other people outside of just this one new friend I have.
Yeah. I can't say I disagree with you.
But I feel like you have to make it a habit of interacting with people you want to continue seeing on Facebook. Or you have to go through and set them as, priorities.
Well, you either need... Exactly. You either need to move them into a group that then you prioritize, or you need to make a conscious effort of going through them. And actually, it's funny. It's funny that you say this, because I actually had the thought the other day, as I was sitting thinking about, strategies for people to build a good presence on Facebook. Uh-huh. And if you think about it, it's the only social media platform that's out there that has multiple strategies. And here's what I mean by that. When you have a Twitter account, you have a Twitter account. That's it. You don't have a Twitter account and then a Twitter group and a Twitter page and then another Twitter page and then another Twitter page. You have a Twitter account. That's it. There are no extensions of that Twitter account. It is what it is. You are Victoria on Twitter, period. Instagram, same thing.
Well, lately I'm the web scientist.
But the same thing. You have an Instagram.
Right.
You might have multiple Instagrams, but you have to switch between them in order to utilize them, okay? So my point being, you got Facebook. When you're on Facebook, you can have your personal profile. You can create a fan page for yourself so you can have more than 5,000 people. You can create a page for any particular product, service, whatever that you're promoting, any interest, whatever, doesn't matter. You can have groups. And then there's different strategies for growing a page than a group, and a group than a page.
Well, there's
similar but different.
Different strategies between growing a fan page and growing a page.
And so then I was thinking about, clearly you want your personal posts to have good engagement as well, right?
Right.
And so I started thinking about, okay, what would be a good strategy? And one of the interesting things I came up with was, since you taught me about the groups a couple years ago, I've put that to really good use. If one of the this is going to be a great. We're gonna call this the lessons on how to be an adult on Facebook. That's what we're going to call this. That's the name of this episode. Okay. I'm calling it Lessons on How to Be an Adult on Facebook. Now, here's where I'm coming from on this. You know how people, this person, they're always talking shit about my sports team, or this person and we clash on political issues.
Right.
And so I'm just going to unfriend them, or I'm going to block them. Okay? That's what toddlers do. They block or they unfriend. What does an adult do? Thanks to you, it taught me to create, you know what? No sports for you.
Right.
If you badmouth my sports team in a malicious fashion, I don't care. Like my friend Mike, he's a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and he trash talks me all the time about my Broncos. Okay, whatever. It's all done in good nature. We're just having a good time. Okay, we even text each other shit like that. But when you're on there going, oh yeah, that's because your team sucks, and your team will never amount to anything. We won the goddamn Super Bowl, and people were talking shit to me.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, I'm sorry, people, but fuck you. That's ridiculous. So, no sports for you. That's where you go. I've got about, 8 people in there now. And when I post anything sports related, I could repost a story about Kobe Bryant.
I think I'm in your no sports for you group.
And I purposely add, you're not. You see my Dodgers posts.
Oh, yeah, I do see those ones.
And I put no sports for you. I share with everybody except no sports for you. Okay, so where am I going with this? Well, look, people, if you have someone on your page that every time you post about your own opinion about something and they give you crap for it and you're tired of it, you don't have to unfriend that person. You don't have to block that person. You can create a group. You can call it whatever you want. Call it toddlers. Call it assholes. Call it annoyances. Call it whatever you want.
Toddlers is what mine is called.
But add them to that group. And maybe you have to have, sports toddlers, politics toddlers, religion toddlers, comedy toddlers, TV show toddlers, movie toddlers. And you just sort your people into those lists. And most of the time you're just going to share with friends.
Right.
But then you share something about Tom Cruise, and someone's going to say some shit about that. You share it with friends except movie toddlers.
Well, then some people will say, well, why do you go through all that hassle for someone? Well, some people you like interacting with 98% of the time. And when it comes to a specific topic, they're a dick and you don't like it.
Exactly. And there's no reason to overreact to something like that. So just shove the person in there, And the strategy is, in case you people don't know, what occurs is everyone that's not in this instance, movie toddlers list will see your post. But the people in the movie toddlers list won't even know that the post exists. And in fact, at one point in time, I made a mistake and put somebody in the group and not their significant other. And the person recounted to me that they said, hey, Micah doesn't post about his Dodgers anymore. And the significant other says, yes, he does, every single day. And it was true. I was posting every single day. And they just weren't seeing it. And so I had to promptly make sure that I added the significant other to the list as well, so that would no longer be seen, because that was sort of embarrassing. But the point is, there's ways to act like an adult. And I just find Facebook very unique. So what I was getting at, as far as growing my personal profile, is I'm thinking about creating groupings of like the people that I really don't interact with enough. And I'm thinking about groupings like, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 for every month.
Uh-huh.
And then just taking my friends list and distributing it equally. Not my entire friends list, only the ones that I don't interact with enough. And distributing that. Let's say there's 400 people, so there'll be 100 people in each one of those groups. And then my point will be, in the first week of the month, I'm going to click on that group, and it's going to show me people's stuff. And I'm going to like and comment on their stuff.
Right.
And then the second week of the month, I'm going to do the same thing.
Get a little more interaction.
And that way it kind of forces interaction. And I think it's going to be an interesting experiment
if you do that,
to see what occurs.
Your stuff more as well.
Exactly, and that's the point. More engagement. And I'm not going to have time to do that until next week, but it's a thought, and I think I'm going to use it as an experiment and see what happens. Because
you can do 10s, and you can do like 10 people a week that you've decided you're going to increase engagement with.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be everybody. But yes,
Right.
you're grasping the point of what I'm trying to say. And I think, I don't know, I hate to say it because I'm the one who came up with the idea, but I think it's kind of a brilliant strategy. We'll see. It may not be such a brilliant strategy, but we shall see. I'm going to check my engagement before, and then I'm going to check my engagement after a month. And I bet you it goes up.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
So, we talked about birthdays, and we talked about how and why those can be important to people.
Right.
And then somehow, hi, pretty girl. Oh, pretty girl's coming to say hello to me tonight.
She says it's her birthday.
Hi, sweet girl. How are you?
She would like a kitty cat cake.
If you guys could see this cat right now, she's one of these cats, okay, that like all day long she'll see you and she'll run from you. Like she's deathly afraid, like, oh my God, that giant monster is going to come and kill me. And she runs and she hides. But when she wants attention, oh my gosh, this cat comes up and there is like no way you're not giving her attention. Like she puts her big old booty right in your face and makes sure that you scratch her back and you rub her ears.
It's a big
Come here, sweet girl.
booty.
And she's such a sweet girl. But she just acts like a jerk during the day. And then at nighttime, for some reason, she likes love at night. It's just really weird.
She likes love first thing in the morning, too.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Right first thing in the morning. I know. She's a sweetheart, though. She's a real sweetheart. And then Yogi's dead between the two of us. He's fast asleep here. So, I got to follow up. And we have someone wants to come on and join us in studio again. So... we'll see when that can happen. They were traveling for the holidays. But they've got a few things they want to talk about. So
a new guest or the same guest?
A new guest.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said another person.
I'm just curious.
But that brings me to a point, peeps. If any of you is interested in coming on this show, the Nightly Rant on Yogi's Podcast Network, you are more than welcome to reach out to us at podcast@fitnessexpose.com. Shoot us an email and, put the title, in studio guest. And we can do this with you. Not only could we do an in studio guest with you physically here in our studio, but we have ways for you to use your computer to connect to us in studio.
You can join us remotely and rant from the comfort of your
So you can join us remotely. You could be sipping a glass of wine and you could be chatting with us. And we encourage anyone out there that's interested in getting some stuff off their chest to give this a try. And that brings me to one other topic, but that's a very similar topic. Hi, pretty girl, you're back. And that is, we did launch the Zoom Media Network the beginning of this week. And we're looking for more shows, but we need hosts for those shows. I mean, I've got a billion ideas for shows, but I also don't have a billion hours to create the content. So we're looking for people who have show ideas and they want to get on the air. I'm going to be getting a Google form from my beautiful wife at some point in history that is going to be there for you to fill out your show idea. And then email us at podcast@fitnessexpose.com and we'll take a look at your show idea. And if it's a good enough idea, we'll stick you on probably the lowest level of our membership tiers. But let me tell you, I'm also not opposed that if a show's doing really well and bringing in people, to doing a little revenue share on that. So you might be able to make a little bit of cash if you come up with a great idea. So again, let us know.
Well, the form should be up and running by Monday.
And you'll be able to find a link on the nightlyrant.wordpress.com. And keep an eye out soon for the website yogispodcastnetwork.com. Those are going to be... Yogi's Podcast Network.com is going to take over for the Nightly Rant website. It'll absorb the Nightly Rant, and we'll only have the two places: Yogi's Podcast Network.com and IamZoo.com. Those will be our two podcast network sites, and one's paid, as you know, and one is free, as you know. And that comes to another point. If you just have a podcast that you're interested in putting together, we offer podcast editing services. So don't let the technology be a problem for you. We even have someone who can help you figure out what equipment to buy. It's not very expensive to get started, really. There's some simple ways. And I mean, I know a guy who does 100% mobile podcasting. He uses his phone. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. 99% of the podcasts that I do, the big ones, they're done with a studio quality microphone and in a soundproofed closet. And they get carefully edited. And I look for gaps in the speech and cut it so that it's not, I look for this kind of stuff. And then I thought, why did I do that? I go through and I cut those gaps of silence out so it just comes out the normal way, like there's no stopping to think. And with these podcasts that we do, like the Nightly Rant and a lot of our imzoo.com stuff, it's straight from the heart into an app on my phone.
Raw and uncut craziness into the phone.
And the only thing I do to the file before I upload it to imzoo.com or the nightlyrant.com is I compress the audio so that it equalizes my speech with her speech, because I'm a little bit louder than her because I have a deeper, bassier voice. But it equalizes everything out, and it sounds pretty good in the end. And that's really all we do. And I think for Nightly Rant we have an intro and an outro that we produced. We don't have a lot of that on imzoo because it's meant to be like a talk radio station that has video.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a talk radio TV station? Because that's essentially what we've just created.
Wouldn't a talk radio TV station be like The View? With just a group of loud
I had to mention those women. Oh,
it's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But there's lots of shows that are like that, where it's just like a herd of people chatting about a topic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I see your point. But anyway, get in touch. Get in touch if you've ever been inclined to do what we're doing.
Heck, you can come as a guest on the Nightly Rant just to tell us about your own personal zoo. We clearly love our zoo. We'd love to love your zoo.
Yeah, and we're working on some ideas all the time, and one of the things I've been thinking about is if a particular guest is really good, is asking them to come back on like a regular basis.
Right. That sounds good. I can deal with that.
So we're also probably, I don't remember what the topic was that we were discussing, but I remember saying I wanted to talk about something on a regular basis, and your suggestion was to like pick a night of the week.
Relationships.
Oh yeah, okay, great. See, I'm the very, I don't know why, and I've always been this way. I'm the very like neat and tidy thinker, and I've been this way.
You?
Yeah, I'm the very neat and tidy thinker. Like, instead of me, I sat there and I said, I would love to do a podcast about relationships and how to have a successful relationship. And I tell it to you, and the first thing you say is, well, I don't know if it should be its own separate podcast. I mean, you could just make it a segment on the Nightly Rant and do it like, Thursdays is relationship night or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just neater and cleaner to have the Nightly Rant and relationships. But I also realized that listening to your comment, your way makes more logistical sense because it's one less show I have to produce.
Well, true. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with doing a segment or full day of relationships as part of the Nightly Rant, and then if people really like it, turning it into its own shebang.
That's exactly what I was thinking. If it goes really well, and it's a popular, like, it'd be easy to tell.
People could hate us.
Every Thursday night, let's say we did a Thursday that released on Friday. So then I just look at the stats of the episodes that release on Friday after a certain date, and if it goes through the roof, well, we know we need a relationship podcast. And if it stays the same or goes down, if it stays the same, or just a little blip upward, well, we keep doing the relationship segment. And if it goes down, we ditch the relationship segment as fast as we came up with it.
And then we light all episodes we recorded that contained a relationship segment on fire and never talk about them again.
No, we just add a warning sticker to the across the label. Warning: you might not like the content of this episode. But we're always thinking about you guys, and that's why we'd love to get your feedback. So podcast@fitnessexpose.com is a good place to leave your feedback. And for right now, the nightlyrant.wordpress.com, the comments are always open on all the episodes. And I got to admit to something. I did a big boo-boo with yesterday's episode. So what happens when you're rushing to get... Well, day before yesterday's episode. So what happens when you're rushing to get something done. I went to our website tonight, and I have a habit, okay? I'm a programmer, so everything's a workflow for me. I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then I do this. Well, I go to the website, and every day I go in, I go to the blog posts, which is where our episodes are, and then I click on the top one, which opens it in edit mode, and I grab the code for subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play. It's got the links in there. I copy that. I go into and create a new episode. I put the title in. I click in the body. I make a space, and then I paste that because that's going to be the second line of the episode post. And then I put the description below, and then at the very top I paste the episode file, and it becomes an audio player that you can listen to. Well, today I went in to put up last night's episode, and so I went into the night before's episode to grab that code. Guess what wasn't in the file? The audio file. It just had a big old blank line, then subscribe on iTunes and Google Play, and then a description of the show that they couldn't listen to. So then I went and looked at the stats. And now I kind of know how many people are subscribed on iTunes or Google Play, potentially. I mean, I got a close number. Normally, when we release a show, the day of the show, we'll get 50, 60 downloads.
Okay.
And then it kind of peters off after that. That show a couple days ago, it got 12.
So we have 12 subscribers.
So we've got at least 12 subscribers somewhere out there. Because the only way you 12 people got that episode the other day was through Google Play or iTunes. But I have now fixed that, and it's now on the website, and it's fixed. But please go to the website and use the comment box and tell us what you think about these episodes, because it's also going to give us ideas for future episodes. And then one last thing I want everyone to think about. I think I already know what I think about this, but Yogi's Podcast Network Facebook page, yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Tell us in the comments. Comment on a Facebook post that you see about this. Send us an email at podcast@fitnessexpose.com. Somehow, some way, give us your feedback. And that's all I got for tonight. So I don't know what else you got.
I got nothing except
You got nothing
snores.
special you wanna rant about, talk about, get off your chest.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I feel like if I rant any more today, that I may explode. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, well, it's been fun as usual.
Sure has. Take care, everyone.
All right, guys. We love you guys. Hasta la bye-bye. Hey, this is Mike, and I just wanted to tell you that if you enjoyed the show, and I truly hope you did, you can subscribe on iTunes or Google Play and not miss a single episode. But if you happened to miss an episode and you didn't find it on Google Play or iTunes for some reason, you could go to our website, which is thenightly.rant.wordpress.com.